Where are we going in?
We're going into the boiler room here.
Through this door sits the impact of the Trump administration's first 3 months, says parent Brent Foster.
Is there a date on this thing?
It is very old. It's a diesel-powered fuel oil boiler. This is 100-year-old technology.
That's why you may not recognize that this is a heater. It's an inefficient, gas-guzzling relic. It's as old as Mosher Community School in Oregon, a public school in a building constructed in 1920. It sits 2,700 miles away from the White House. But the problem with this heater?
It is directly related to the decisions that are happening in Washington.
Throughout the school, many of the original windows are cracked, holes in classrooms sealed with tape. The K-8 students hold gym class underneath gigantic vents that violate national standards. This was all scheduled to change when the Department of Energy under the Biden administration awarded the school an $870,000 infrastructure grant funded by Congress.
To get that federal funding, it was just like, it felt like a miracle. At the same time, when the funding got frozen a month ago, it was kind of equally devastating.
Are you hearing anything from Washington?
Right now, I'd say there's not much more than uncertainty.
How did this stall so suddenly? Enter Chris Wright, President Trump's new Secretary of the Department of Energy.
The Trump administration will end the Biden administration's irrational, quasi-religious policies on climate change.
Wright jumped into this job from founding and leading a $2 billion fracking company, which is regulated by the Department of Energy. Meaning, in his new role, he oversees the industry he just left. Under Wright, the department has been boosting business for fossil fuel corporations. At the same time, the department has been slashing green energy efforts opposed by oil companies. Caught in the middle, energy efficient grants, like the one for Mosher Community School. Wright is not the only uber wealthy cabinet secretary or advisor to Trump overseeing the industry they came from, posing potential conflicts of interest. A CNN review of his actions over Trump's first 100 days found many of the changes made by this administration could directly enrich the president, his advisors, or their former companies. Trump's cabinet and advisors are the wealthiest in modern American history. These billionaires and multimillionaires now call the shots in Washington, and some of them even oversee their former industries.
You have these titans of industry, these extremely wealthy people who are, not just the top 1%, but the top 0.1% who are working within the administration. The industry itself is not what you should be focusing on as an administration official. You should be focusing on what's best for the public.
Elon Musk, not an official member of the cabinet, known for Tesla.
I love Tesla.
And also Starlink, Musk's internet company. Trump's administration changed the rules, clearing the way for Starlink to win new government contracts, some potentially worth billions. And then there's Howard Lutnick, billionaire and Commerce Secretary.
Yesterday, I signed an executive order officially creating our strategic Bitcoin reserve.
That move by Trump, a potential windfall for Lutnick's former financial firm, now controlled by his son, which launched a cryptocurrency business last year.
We're going to use digital assets to pound forward.
Disclosures show at least 7 of Trump's top officials made significant investments in crypto.
You say and.
Mosher community students may not care or even know what a cabinet secretary is. They do know this.
Yesterday, the heaters went out. It was kind of cold some of the days.
The idea that the federal government would sign a contract to essentially bring your school up to just very basic minimum and then pull the rug out from under us is difficult to understand, and I hope it's not how it ends.
And we did reach out to the Department of Energy to ask about this grant to Mosher Community School. It's a grant that does impact dozens of public schools across the country. The Energy Department spokesperson says that the department is currently undergoing a review to make sure its activities align with the law as well as Trump administration policies, Aaron. And the secretary said in regards, the energy spokesperson said in regards to Secretary Wright, that he does follow all procedures within the department and disclosure rules. Aaron?
All right, Kyung, thank you very much.